All the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker! Can't BS a Ranger fan. Can't BS a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
They don't know a right wing from a left wing, but they sure know chicken wings. Jim and Eddie.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blueshirt Underground Show. Today is June. It is the 24th day of the month. It is Thursday. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined on the other side of the window by the incomparable, the often imitated, never duplicated Edward Geik. Edward, good evening, my friend. How are you, sir? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. There you are. Good evening, Eddie. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much for that brilliant introduction. It was one of the best introductions.
I was getting bad echo from your microphone when we did the startup, so I had you muted, and I apologize for not unmuting you because you must be heard, especially tonight.
I mean, it's everything's just fucking wonderful right now. I mean, with the Rangers. No, I appreciate that great introduction. Right back at you. Recently, a couple days ago, you reminded us we almost coming up on 12 years doing this show together.
Yes.
And my longest relationship next to my marriage.
Yes.
So, like 1 year or a year and a half behind. So
this is officially a common law civil union.
Yes. Yes, it's true. So we are we're tied together.
Sean Rumgresher will not be appearing for the 12th. He might be back for the 15th. He doesn't do the in-between years.
I think you may be getting it.
He's too big for that.
Yes.
He's probably got his own podcast anyway.
Yeah, everybody else has got one.
We'll get to that in a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of podcasts, if I may just talk about this right at the top, I got a chance to listen to Two Guys, One Cup with Rock and Sean. I think they did a great job. I think they really had it well together. They had talking to Russ Cohen, and I thought it was a good listen. So kudos to those guys. I knew they could handle it. Sean was kind of an unknown quantity because Sean I've never seen. I don't think he ever called into our show, but Rock's been on 1 billion times. So I know,
right.
But Sean was a very good host.
Yeah, he's entertaining. He's funny. He's
right. And I think also you have to be a good listener when you have a guest. And some people don't have the ability to listen all that much. And those guys listen and react, which is a good quality.
Right. Thank you,
So,
Mike.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Buddha. The well wishes are pouring in from around the world.
Yes.
12 years is a long time to do anything in life. And we've done this consistently. We've never disappeared and tried to make a comeback like another podcast that broke the news that they are returning to the internet airwaves after about a 2-year absence. I'm not going to advertise for them. All I can tell you is strap the chains. The boys are back.
Yeah, that was. I really don't want to talk too much about them because just let the comedy flow in naturally from their broadcasts, and
right, exactly.
I don't understand whatever, but it should be fun. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, the thousands of well wishes, but from the people who've been with us the majority of the 12 years.
Yes, they have.
Like Tracy, she's been around forever. And
Tracy, a frequent visitor. Tracy's a veteran of the old Arizona viewing party days.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we've gone through a lot of phases.
Yep.
Jimmy's moved around a lot. Me, I've just sat in this chair waiting for the show to start for 12 years.
Several moves, several states, a marriage.
Yeah, we've been through the war.
The only thing that's consistent for 12 years is this.
Yeah.
Ranger nonsense.
But you know what? It's been good in the dark, when you get away from the real life problems and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
the show is always here for all of us.
And and it's fucking entertaining. At least if you could find if you're in that wheelhouse of our sense of humor, then you're a compatriot, and we found those people. So, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about this press conference? What do you want to gab about?
You know what? What's
our producer say?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Wait. Oh, gots.
Gots.
Oh, God. I don't need a fucking producer. Get the fuck out of here. What is this? WPLJ? What do you need? What do we need? Howard Stern? Do we need a Baba Booey? Come on. You're a podcast. You don't need a producer.
I mean,
get the hell out of here.
It's a fucking free form fucking medium. I don't understand.
And this is not to disparage the person who is serving as producer, because they are quite excited about their project, and that's fine. But come on. Producer.
Whatever.
Producer. What do you need? You need a producer to do this?
Caller number 2, introduce yourself to the public. Man, I done muted the call.
I done muted the call.
Oh, damn, muted the call. Maybe that guy needed a producer.
What? Oh, my God.
All right. Well, I was telling you, I guess I'll start out with the predicament I was in yesterday.
Start there.
I don't know if you guys watch the Islander game. I usually don't watch the games. And I want to make this is for the Gusses. It's not just Gus. It's a lot of Ranger fans. This is my point of view, of course. I'm speaking, but from where I sit 7 days a week waiting to do a show in this seat, you got to stop with the excuses why the Islanders are winning. I, per se, do not have a problem with the New York Islanders players. I've said this many times. They have some players we would love to have. They have some players I just don't understand. But that's like with any team. I have a problem with their fans and the lack of them for the last 40 years, and now all of a sudden,
right,
out of the cracks they come. So that's my perspective. And you stop with the refs are on the sides and this and that. If you watched that game last night, Tampa Bay did not show up. They had 2 goals on 10 shots. 10 shots at one point.
Yep.
You cannot win a game getting 16 shots on net or whatever they wound up getting. They territorially were totally outplayed 3 periods. Now, whether you think it's a joke that you actually were dominated by the Islanders for 3 periods, that you might be valid there. But the Islanders, they play a game that's very effective in the playoffs, and they did. And I gave no credit to the fandom. The fans cheering them. It had nothing to do with them because they're all they're losers.
They're subhuman animals.
Right. They're cretins.
And they showed their value once again at the end of that game.
Exactly. So you get
disgusting, nothing but just
low
ugly,
class,
inbred,
just
any other word you could think of.
Yes. So, I will never give credit to the Islanders. But I'm just saying, like, you got to stop with the fucking excuses with the refs and with all that shit. So anyway. So last night I found out what I call now, I'm going to deem in my book, the chapter, The Predicament. I like to gamble. There's no secret about that. I do have a lot of free time on my hand. Hand. Oh my God, that sounds like a sexual reference. Anyway, Chris the Meat. Nice.
What's up, Chris?
My friend says, you want to go to a sports book in Jersey, or at least I thought it was Jersey, and go up for the Islander game and bet the game. Well, of course, I'm going to go up there and bet against the Islanders. Because I don't believe in, if I bet them that they're going to win. I don't have I try not to live with the Ranger dysfunction that you're taught with everything. And if I bet them, that's the guarantee, So I wind up. I don't even wind up in Jersey. This casino is in Monticello in the fucking Catskills. And now I'm in the fucking Catskills. And I'm like, how is there legalized betting in New York? I'm like, what are we going to a fucking bookie? I mean, what's going on here? We're going to a speakeasy? So apparently in Monticello, New York, which I'm not sure if that's the Catskills or not. I just saw signs for the Catskills and started riffing about Shecky Green and fucking who are we going to see? Buddy Hackett? I mean, what's going on tonight? So apparently they have a casino in Monticello, which that Dumkov Cuomo, he deemed 4 or 5 casinos in New York could have sports gambling. So I went up this, it's a relatively small casino. And we're going to meet my friend there, Johnny Roast Beef. And Johnny Roast Beef was an Islander fan in the 80s, but just doesn't watch hockey anymore. I mean, by default, he's a nice guy. I've been friends with him for years, but he doesn't talk about hockey. He doesn't care. He doesn't even care really if the Islanders win. But he made a sizable bet on the Islanders. He bet $500 on the Islanders. Thank you. Well, this music goes perfect with the little underline.
I know.
So
we're all very sad about the predicament.
So there's a bar with seats around a big screen, and the Islander game is taking precedent. Even though I wanted it off the main screen, I said I got to watch this Mets guy, some unknown starter pitch. Mets didn't win.
Bar rescue.
They put on bar rescue.
It's Shark Week.
And other degenerate bettors, well, I would say other, but more degenerate bettors file in, and they've also bet the Islanders. I don't think because they really could handicap hockey. I think they figured, well, the Islanders were underdog and it would be a good payout. I don't know. But there were a smattering of Islander fans, and let me tell you, one was fucking uglier than the other. They looked like the guys from fucking Deliverance, the mountain people. I mean, it was a fucking cacophony of ugliness. And this is coming from a man who isn't, that handsome. So now I'm stuck with people. Now I have a conflict, the predicament. My friend has $500 on the Islanders. Can
That's a lot
I
for Schlegels on one game?
Yeah, right. I've never bet $500 on a fucking game. He came specifically to bet the game. He likes to be tortured for 3 hours rather than lose all his money on fucking. Well, he wound up winning, but anywho, I'm stuck there inside my inner child, rooting against the Islanders, but I can't articulate it because my friend's got real money and kind of needs the money. So I can't be like, yeah, Braden Point, fuck you, Voldemort Varley, you fucking bum, you fucking garbage can. I can't say what I really wanted to say. Like, yeah, fuck you, Josh Bailey, and this other fucking Joker-ridden team, and fuck these fans. I hope you die. And it was just like, so it's killing me. And like me and Jim were talking, it was 2-0. 2-0. They had him where they had him. Although it was kind of like a Fugazi kind of fucking 2-0 because they were being dominated constantly. The Islanders just looking, finding ways to fuck things up. They had a fucking 5-on-3. They couldn't fucking score. All this bullshit goes on. I'm like, God, I'm secretly happy when they don't get the 5-on-3. My friend's like, oh, shit. And then the fucking Islanders come back. Each goal takes a piece of my heart. It's got fuck. You want to interject here, Jim, a bit?
I just want to say I thought when they killed off that 5-on-3, I thought that was it. I just thought, all right, this is in the bag now.
I never thought it was in the bag. But then again, I was talking to Jim also before the show. We're born with Ranger dysfunction. That's what I was thinking. I think in Ranger terms,
right?
With everything, so everything's a nightmare. So now the Islanders get that first goal back by Eberle. And there's about 9 guys there, and they're all cheering. And I'm like fuming inside. Fucking Jordan Eberle. You fucking kidding me? I thought Vasilevsky was supposed to be the fucking greatest goalie in the world. He gets a fucking goal. You suck. I'm raging inside. I want to my head's going to explode. And those fans at the place yelling with their fucking songs. They're singing songs and they're doing shit. They're fucking these cretins. It's like mutant hockey. Remember that game? They're the mutants, though, not the players. And then the tying goal by fucking Mayfield. And I'm yelling at Olczyk. He's like, oh, that's a bad goal. Vasilevsky went down too early. And then like 2 minutes later, that was a perfect shot. Vasilevsky did everything right. I'm like, and they want to high five me, these fucking people. No. I mean, it's one thing for me not to say anything, but I am never, ever gonna participate in a high five, a low five. It is not. I said no. I said I'm not an Islander fan to these guys. I said that's it. I will not. I am not joyful. As a matter of fact, I'm the opposite. I have nothing but contempt for everything that's going on. So the torture in this predicament, Jim, and then they score within at that point, I was like, I was tired. I hope whatever. I don't even give a fuck. Just get it over with. And of course, that's what happened.
Right.
And then you could take it. So that was my predicament. But then, like, what do they say? What's the saying? I'll probably mess it up. I'm like the Phil Rizzuto of podcasts. But a leopard can't change his spots.
Right.
Those mutants, those degenerates, cretins. What else do we call them? Animals. You start throwing fucking cans on the fucking ice. I know this is a Ranger podcast, and if somehow some Islander fan or some, whatever, some troglodyte Islander fan fucking sees, all they do is talk about the Islanders. Well, this is more about my journey into fucking hell.
Your predicament.
It's my predicament for a Ranger fan. So what happened next? Did anybody watch this game and see what the fucking these classless clowns, these Nassau County filth?
Nassau County filth.
That's the truth. They should have stayed there at the concert and then called that team that, the filth. What'd they do? They start throwing fucking cans and bottles on the fucking ice. What was it? The tin can night at the fucking old barn? I mean, where they get these fucking cans and shit?
A lot of money to those fans that they're just throwing on the ice.
Paycheck for the week.
It's a week's salary for some of them.
What a fucking joke! What happened? I was so disgusted that I heard him getting fucking, Ed Olczyk went nuts. Oh, they hit that. Oh, Jordan Emily had to swing his stick to avoid a can or something. I was like, I've seen this fucking classless display before by these idiots. So the predicament was over, but it's still going to be hard. And you guys got to stop. I mean, Game 7 is up for fucking grabs. All right, so now, what happened at the end of that game, James? You know why they threw it? How did they get this stuff?
I don't know. I would just assume that every Islander fan walks around with a trash bag, don't they? I mean, that's their. Sorry, I mean that's pretty much their life savings, right? I mean, they're all homeless, and they got the. This is really loud. As per the chat room request, the Incredible Hulk song here, playing behind the predicament story, if you will. So
Milwaukee rained down.
The Lowenbrow. But I guess that's how they, because it was the end. Could have been the end in the Coliseum, right? I guess. I don't know.
What is that, for good luck? Bring a can to the fucking game. Don't they check for all kinds of shit? They have bottles. You can't go to the garden with it. They take your fucking cap off your fucking soda.
It was a food drive. People got carried away.
I think you're right. They lost a lot of money on the returns and the fucking.
Instead of the teddy bear toss, they throw aluminum cans. So they got to finance the next arena.
I mean, Mike and Houston said someone threw a shoe.
Some guy walking around like Paulie Walnuts, you one shoe cocksucker.
Yeah.
Fucking Bruno Magli over here. I lost my shoe.
So, that disgusting chapter event of my life is now closed.
Thank God.
I won't be going to watch any more Islander live.
No, stay home tomorrow, will you?
I am. I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to want to be in Monticello again.
Throw a lightning viewing party tomorrow. Let's all go to Slattery's for a lightning viewing party.
And
half of them are ex-Rangers anyway.
Yes. So whatever. That's my story. All right, now. You want to talk about this fucking press conference?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Well, since I kind of hogged the first part of the show, why don't you give me your thoughts on the press conference, or give us a play-by-play? Yeah. Oh God.
All right. Let me start here with this fuckface. All right. 12 years you guys have been here with us, listening, loyal, Blog Talk Radio, Spotify, everywhere we are, you guys listen. You guys know how I feel about this guy, right? You guys know how I felt about JD. You know he was my first favorite player. You know how I was heartbroken to see them fire JD and hire this guy and put him in charge of the organization. Right? Now, this guy might turn out to be the greatest GM in the history of the New York Rangers. We don't know yet. He's only been on the job for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever.
That will never happen.
And I understand that all that matters is winning. But this man has one of, if not the most prestigious jobs in hockey. This guy runs an Original Six franchise in New York City. This is New York City. You have got to have, whether you are great at your job or bad at your job, you got to have some personality. You got to be able to talk to people. You got to get on a team. This guy looks like he's being held hostage. Look at him. He's miserable, just like he was when he played here. That's why New York never really took to this guy. He's miserable all the time. He just sounds like he'd rather be in Cheyenne, Wyoming, than be in New York City running the New York Rangers. I understand it's not all about personality. Espo had plenty of personality. He had personality to burn. The guy couldn't GM his way out of a paper bag. But, I mean, this guy's on the job 3 weeks. He's introduced to the coach. I'm Chris Drury. Thanks for being here. I'd like to introduce the next coach of the New York Rangers, Gerard Gallant. I mean, all that's missing is a gun to his fucking head and a ransom note. What's the word I'm looking for? Decrying America. I don't even know if that's the right word.
Mm-hmm.
Yankee imperialist dogs. I was expecting to hear that out of his mouth. What is wrong with this guy? So that's just, I started watching I watched the whole thing, and I got 2 minutes into it, and he just infuriates me. And the only thing I could compare it to is, and I know, and it's too easy to make the recent comparison because I know that people are just going to go crazy. The only thing I can compare it to is during the Vietnam War, when people would see Nixon on TV and it would just infuriate them. Just the sight of Richard Nixon would just infuriate people. It would anger people. And that's how I feel when I can't. I just can't with this guy. I just can't. I can't stand his face. I can't stand his attitude. I can't stand his voice, his body language, nothing. I pray to God this man does a good job because I'm going to be on him every week. Every move you make, every cake you bake, I'll be watching you, pal. I just don't like this guy. What did Frank Costanza say? This is not my kind of guy. And I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, Eddie, but Ryan Cast also, thank you for reminding me of another point I wanted to make. The whole world's getting back to normal here. We're getting on planes. We're going on vacations. We're going to ShopRite without our masks on. We're going to McDonald's without our masks on. Eddie's up in Monticello betting $500 on the Islanders. He's going to see Shecky Green. Jimmy Buffett's coming to Jones Beach. I mean, we're getting back to normal. Why are we still doing a Skype call at Madison Square Garden? I mean, and that's another thing. And another thing, Vonnegut. Elaine Vigneault gets a coronation at Radio City Music Hall. I mean, that was like a Broadway show. We had everything but Peter Allen at that thing.
Yeah.
We had theme songs. We had a stage. We had a dais. Is it dais or Is it Deus or Dias? It's Deus, right?
Deus.
I mean, we had a team up there welcoming Elaine Vigna. We did everything but throw him a parade down Fifth Avenue. David Quinn comes along. He gets a jacket and like a Friars Club roast, right? Now we got Gerard Gallant. We got him on a Skype call. What are we going to do for the next head coach? Have a flip book presentation? If I ran the zoo by Dr. Seuss, I got one coach, two coach, red fish, blue coach. I mean, this is what are we doing? When do we start acting like a New York team again?
They are a third-rate organization.
I mean, what are we doing? We're still doing Skype call. We're doing Skype calls a year and a half later. The world's open.
Their social media, everything is like, it's like fucking Emil Francis's wife is running it now. I mean, well, R.I.P. But it's like, it's so outdated. Here's a network that has, we think they are a fucking cable network in New York, and the shoddiest of productions. Embarrassing as a fan. I don't care. I want my what I really liked about JD the 2 weeks that he was here was that I felt the Rangers were gained some respectability. I think league wide with the rebuild and how they were doing things and the way they addressed the fans. And again, I don't want to make it seem like it was like some kind of panacea of greatness while they were here, but it was refreshing, and I was behind what they were saying, and I believed what they were saying. And they seem to be a little bit more open now. I think they enjoy this COVID. It's a reason to have everything on lockdown. Let's do a fucking Zoom call.
And then Gerard Gallant, right? Who set this guy up? Now he's got. I did this for effect behind me. You see the Ranger logo. Right. He's got this virtual background behind him. So he's moving. He's not centered on camera. So he's talking to the press like this with his head back like this. I mean, that was embarrassing. I'm sorry, it was embarrassing.
Look like fucking Max Headroom that feed, and the way in as well as like you pointed out, the angle, like it was like this. It was like, well, it was more like the other way. It was like this. He's not centered. They don't have somebody there. They don't get fucking fly out a producer or something on Dolan's jet to get him wherever the fucking Gallant is in hiding. He couldn't come to fucking New York. I mean, this is a fucking joke. It's a joke all around. There's fucking fans in buildings in hockey games now. 12,000. You can't get this guy in fucking New York. Give it a break.
And I mean, even if you don't want to have a room with a press conference where I understand you don't want to have all the reporters in a room. You don't want to. That's fine. Yeah. Drury and Gallant can't be in the same room. Gallant's got to be somewhere like Cutter in Kitchener, Ontario, with a dollar store video camera and a virtual background.
Cutter's video was better than theirs.
So let's just listen to this for a minute or two here.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited to formally introduce and welcome Gerard Gallant to the New York Rangers.
Yeah, you sound thrilled.
I'm very excited to have him on board as our next head coach. At the start of this process, I was looking.
Let's stop right there. I'm very excited to announce him as the next head coach. You sound about as convincing as somebody who said, the check's in the mail. Of course, I'll still respect you in the morning. I mean, listen to him.
Look at his
face.
He's got that resting dick face.
To find a coach who had a proven track record and success at several levels. Turk checked all these boxes.
Now, here's another thing. This guy can't introduce the coach that he interviewed twice. He couldn't come up with a paragraph to say without reading the script. Is this guy that lacking in just charisma? and what's the word I'm looking for here, Eddie?
Life.
I mean, look at him. This is worse than "Hi, I'm Matt Gilroy." There's an old reference for you,
Right?
He's a Jack Adams Award winner, and he's had deep playoff runs. He got 2 organizations to division championship.
Look at the camera, stupid. Oh, I can't do it, Eddie. I'm back. It's 2012 all over again.
No, it's worse.
I just can't. It's 2012.
It's worse because this is they fired guys because they said this is the guy. Listen, Jeff Gordon with the puppy eyes and the droopy eyes. You know, he wasn't the most charismatic guy, but at least he had a body of work. You could say, okay, there was a good argument. The guy was a success.
And he could be a little glib. He could at least patter. You know, he knew how to drop a humorous line or something like that.
Right.
JD had charisma. The man had personality. If JD said, "I'm very excited to announce that Gerard Gallant is the next head coach of the New York Rangers," I get excited because JD's excited.
Right.
This guy makes me think we're going to win 15 games next year. That's how excited I am.
That's right.
It's got to start with the GM. This guy is the president of the team. Where's his enthusiasm? And then I could go on and on and on. I could
keep going.
Then he says making the playoffs isn't a mandate. Then why did we fire David Quinn? Why was everybody fired? Why was everybody fired if making the playoffs wasn't a mandate? I thought that's why they were fired, because we're not making the playoffs. Now it's not a mandate. Eddie,
he's fucking scared already. You got to have fucking balls. He's scared of the media. He is so unprepared. It's astounding. It's astounding how unprepared he came off when he didn't fucking make a mandate. He should have made a mandate. You can make a mandate. The Rangers should make the playoffs next year with a regular schedule. You know, well, unless he fucks it up in the offseason and fucking, you know, we wind up with every fucking tough guy in the world. But if they don't, if the playoffs aren't a mandate, I don't know what you're going to expect a tougher team. And that needs to, some people think that needs to be addressed. He's not going to address that.
But this guy, he's a leader. He was a captain. Now he's a president. A president's got to mandate things. A leader mandate things, sets goals. And you just say, oh, well, nah, we don't have to make the playoffs next year. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, a leader's got to make bold statements.
He's scared. He's scared and he's stupid.
This guy's telling me canned peaches are on sale, 3 for $99 at Food Town. Oh, Eddie, I still hate him. I just hate him.
I have nothing but contempt. I'm rooting against him. I'm actively rooting against him. I want the players to succeed, and I'm still going to root. But when that
on all cylinders,
that
is per usual.
And you know, the beat reporters after that should have been like fucking sharks on him. Well, why are you here? Why did those people have to be ejected before the fucking season ended?
Right.
What was the rush? And it's so painfully obvious. He's a fucking toady.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet.
He's a fucking puppet. I mean, he kept looking to the side during the interview. I don't know if Rosasco, again, with the gun on the side.
Yankee imperialist dog.
Yankee imperialist dogs. Whether he was trying to blink out a message to friends and family. At the pizza place, please release me.
Right.
I don't know what he was doing. He looked totally not engaged with what Gallant was saying. Like he was just like, oh, thank God the camera's off me for 30 seconds. Like he was that. And he looked so unpolished in every regard. This guy is the GM president of the New York Rangers. This ain't the Kraken. I bet you the Kraken guy, when they hire him, look, there's going to be way more. Why this?
Ron Francis is the GM out there.
Who?
Ron Francis. They hired a coach today, too. They hired Dave Haxtell, former coach of the Flyers.
Oh, he's terrible. But at least I'm sure that went. This was a total. I know people go, yeah, you watch this, you make fun of it. This really doesn't really matter. I think this was. I want to.
And if they win 50 games and win the division next year, no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You, for right now, when this man had to go out of his way to make an impression on the fan base, this is a brand new day, a brand new era for this team, and this guy's coming off like Black Death.
He's scared.
What like Joe Pesci? He's like impending doom over here. Yeah, let me play another minute of this idiot.
One at the major junior level, and most recently at the international level. We're very fortunate to have him.
He had to read the words. I'm very fortunate to have him.
I'm excited for what's to come with him as the next Rangers head coach.
Yeah, you're thrilled.
This time, I would like to turn it over to Coach Gallant.
And here he comes.
Well, thanks, Chris.
Oh, look at this fucking thing. It's like Anthony Hopkins.
I couldn't believe it when I saw this. I'm like, what is going on? This is the best we could do. I mean,
this is where the organization is. Nobody cares.
We could have done a FaceTime call. We made a joke. I made a joke in the group when they announced this was going to be an online thing. I said, do they want to borrow our Be Live account? They should have. Would have been better than this. Look at this.
I'm very fortunate to get this opportunity. I'd like to thank Jim and Chris for the opportunity, the next Rangers head coach. Very exciting time for me and my family, and I'm looking forward to going to New York and get my staff together and get right down to work. So exciting time for me and my family. It's an honor to be able to coach the New York Rangers. And
now, at least, granted, the camera angle sucks, the picture sucks, the video quality sucks. But at least when he says I'm excited to be here, I buy it.
Yeah. I mean,
I buy
it. Yes.
Admiral Stockdale. That's a great reference right there.
I don't know that reference. Clue me in.
Admiral Stockdale was Ross Perot's running mate. And when they had the vice presidential debates in what was that, 96 or 90? I think it was 90 or maybe 92. 92. And he's walking around, he's looking at his watch. They asked him questions. He goes, I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, I remember the SNL bit with Phil Hartman as Admiral Stockdale and Carvey as Perot.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, and hey, Gerard. Congrats on the job and welcome to New York.
Thank you.
I want to start with a question for Gerard. Just when you look at this roster, and I'm sure in your conversations with Chris when you were interviewing for the job, I want to hear about your points of emphasis. What we've heard.
Look at him. He looks miserable. Can I take a nap?
Look at him. Look at him.
There's your leader. There's your leader. Look at him.
The fearful leader.
Look at that face. Look how happy he is, fans. Look how excited he is.
He looks like a hostage from Iran back in the fucking 70s. Look at this loser. His tie isn't even straight.
Oh, my God.
I have nothing but the tie. Because I thought, I don't know, you probably had zero. There was no chance you were going to like this guy at all. I was saying, well, maybe, I haven't seen him. Maybe he's going to come off a little bit better. He's learned something. What's this?
This is what the whole thing reminded me of. Look, there's Gerard Gallant. And then wait. I know this isn't real loud, but now here comes Drury.
Just so I was giving him a little slack. I figured maybe he's got you're hearing, Drury's doing a great job down in Hartford. He's really coming along. And then when he couldn't guarantee the playoffs, I was saying, this guy is, why did we do all this shit? And for me, I take a lot of pride in the Rangers. I try to. And because you're not going to be satisfied by the win-losses. Sorry, folks. We've already documented the Rangers are one of the worst franchises in hockey history.
Right.
Record win-loss, right. So I take a lot of pride. I want to have pride with my team. This is just a fucking shit show now. This is a fucking, we are a laughing stock right now. We've got a puppet GM and who I think has no balls. I think he's probably very gun shy of criticism. And you have to have thick skin. I know you're laughing at the comments.
I'm laughing at everything. Cutter just sent me this. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't hear the volume. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. Let me. I can fix that. I can fix that. He says. Hold on. There we go. Coming back. Coming at you.
Paul Sliker made me laugh.
Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here?
But, yes, that guy has personality. That guy has more personality.
Everybody knows that. So don't expect me to use the language of the Washington Insider. 37 years in the Navy.
See, Chris Drury would have read 37 years in the Navy off the. Uh-oh. We having a tornado? Will the Freemansburg Volunteer Fire Department please report to the firehouse? Once again, the Freemansburg Volunteer Fire Department.
I really believe this guy checks 0 boxes as a GM and a president, other than he's buddies with Sather, or somehow they have like a miserable club with Osco, and he fits right in.
The media loves him. At least
media loves him
for appearances. Drury, yeah. Oh, he's going to do a great job. This was the right guy. Like I said,
I don't give a fuck. I want him to fail miserably. I get. He reeks of Brian Trottier.
You've turned heel. It's a heel turn.
Again, I want Lafreniere to get 50 goals. I want Kakko to be a success. I want all these guys to be a success and him to fail. Now, I don't think that happens if you have success and you're the GM, but apparently that does happen. I mean, with the last crew, the Rangers were fairly successful last year, although they fell short of the playoffs. I thought things were moving in a great direction. But this is just the James Dolan fuckboy. This is all this is. It's another James Dolan, Glenn Sather production. I mean, unless he marketably improves in his fucking demeanor. I mean, look at that fucking guy. Who would want to deal with that? You're a GM, you got to deal with that fucking face on a fucking conference call.
I heard a lot of talk about wanting this group to take the next step in the
fucking Anthony Hopkins headroom over there.
What are your points of emphasis that you feel this group needs to do to get to that next level and become a real contender?
Well, I think they've got a real good lineup. Obviously, when you look at their team, you see the young.
And what's the problem?
They have a great roster. They have a great lineup. Can't wait to tear it apart and rebuild it.
Yeah. Can't wait to tear into them and fucking go torts in the fucking locker room. That's what I'm hearing has been his thing, is he's got a little bit of tortsy in him. Not in the style of play, but more of like ripping into guys.
In his demeanor.
Which it is warranted. The Rangers need to get some guys on point, but that's right. Roll to the ninth. I want him to fail in every fucking trade, every draft pick. I want him gone. I know this is just so fucking sick that I'm going to have to root against I want every decision to be wrong.
And he's hoping he trades Lafreniere for Casey Cizikas.
Yeah, like you know, and I want to see. And you know what?
Eric Staal to a 5-year deal.
You know, you're right. Yeah, exactly. You got to get Stallsy back.
All the stalls.
All the stalls. I look. I hate him. I just hate him. He's a dick. And I think he's an uninformed dick. Until I'm proved otherwise, even then, I'm not going to like him. So that's my point. That's where I stand. I know it's counterproductive. It's counterintuitive. You want your team to succeed. I want the players to play well. But I feel like the organization is just a dumpster fire. It's an embarrassment. We finally had. I know it's you're supposed to not care what other people think of you, but finally in the hockey community, like the Rangers are doing things right, you know. And now we're doing everything wrong again, and it's a shit show, and unqualified people are being put in positions of power. More stalls to the Fed Station bathroom. You guys are on tonight, man. That's like it's like his third really good quip in a row.
Wait until
I
would take Scott Gomez, at least just for the interviews with Giannone.
Yeah, Scott Gomez is at least personal. Drury looks like he didn't fucking want to be there.
Right.
He's got no polish socially. I don't know. The Bob, when he couldn't say, he should have said, all right, let me ask you guys this. Well, I'm sure we're going to get jokes, but what should he have said when he was asked, do you put this year, do you put a mandate on making the playoffs for this team? What should he have said?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely yes.
We have the pieces in place and the goaltending that we believe we should be a playoff contender. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
We should make the playoffs this year. You know, and you can even like caveat with like, or give it some kind of like, you know, exit strategy, saying like, listen, we need to make the playoffs this year. It has to happen. But if we don't, we fall short, we're going to have to reevaluate. And then, you know, or if it's not going that direction, we need to reevaluate and possibly make some moves.
The leader makes bold statements, and then he makes those around them believe in them.
Yeah, like Messi with the guaranteed win.
Right. Right.
If that would have fallen short, he would have been like, you know, we'd be saying, hey, you remember that fucking Messier guarantee?
Right.
Yeah, he's great with the Oilers, but with the Rangers, you know.
Right. All we got was empty promises.
Yeah. It's like he tried to be Joe Willie, you know. What is it? But he came through like a man, like a man. You got to have ball. This is New York.
Leaders make bold statements.
Now, I know a lot of you are not as passionate with your hatred for fucking Drury, and I understand that.
And that's fine.
But if you watch that video, I don't know how you come watch that video and go, you know.
And get excited.
I feel good.
Right.
I feel good.
Right.
And Gallant, it's like, I'm excited. Of course he's excited. Nobody wanted him for fucking 3 years. Got a job. He got a job.
He had to go to Latvia to work.
Right. Of course he was a little upbeat. He's getting a fucking big payday. After fucking sitting on his tuchus, other than, you know.
Lots of fishnagels.
Yeah, of course. The Rangers always overpay. I mean, forget it. But see, Drury.
The best part is he gets a 4-year deal that he'll be fired in 2. So, you know, half of that he'll sit on.
Right.
Rangers, I mean, you know, we joked about it before. The Rangers are still paying Ted Sater.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. And the worst thing is, if I've learned anything, is that even though Drury will be a piece of shit GM, he will have a longer shelf life than fucking JD, or well, not that he had a big one. I just think I feel like he'll be one. Like, why don't they fire him? Why don't they fire? He made a fucking, this trade is terrible. This trade, and he's just gonna hang around because he's a Dolan fuckboy. He's a fucking toady. He's a fucking chode. I can't write. This is like naming fucking Islander fucking names. Any synonym. He's a fucking unpersonable dick. I like toady. He's a fucking toady. He's a lackey. He's a fucking. I mean, unless this guy's got a hockey acumen that's off the fucking charts. There is no reason he should be here. He should be fired immediately.
The Rangers made some organizational changes today, too, by the way.
Big fucking deal.
In case you didn't hear.
Sorry.
New York Rangers President and General Manager Chris Drury announced today that the team has made several changes to its hockey operations department. Benoit Allaire has been promoted to Director of New York Rangers Goaltending. And Jeff Malcolm has been promoted to Hartford Wolfpack goaltending coach. In addition, Jean-Ian Filitro joins the Rangers player development department as goaltending consultant. And Matt Hunwick also joins the hockey operations player development department.
I like
the Rangers now have like every bum fourth liner they've ever had working in the organization. Any day now, Mike Hartman's going to get a job with this. Team.
I mean, this is nepotism city here.
As director of New York Rangers goaltending, Allaire will oversee the development of goaltenders at all levels throughout the organization, including the American Hockey League level and the ECHL level. He will continue to be based in New York and will remain the head goaltending coach for the New York Rangers. 2021-22 season will be Allaire's 18th season in the New York Rangers organization. He spent the last 17 seasons with the Rangers coaching staff after he was named assistant coach and goaltending coach on July 15th, 2004.
Oh, well, he's fantastic. That's a no-brainer.
Hunwick will work with Director of Player Development Jed Ortmeyer, as well as Assistant Directors of Player Development Tanner Glass and Tomo Rutu in the development of Ranger prospects on and off the ice. Jeff Wojciechowski named President of Defensive Development by the New York Rangers today.
Well, they make these fucking titles up.
Stephen Koska, Vice President in charge of Defensive Procurement.
I mean, this is nepotism city.
Rolo's got the Stu Bickle named Director of Audiovisual Operations.
Yes.
In charge of Zoom calls and
maybe
Skyping.
He's on that Zoom. Wow. It's Chad Kolarik. Andre DeVoe. Belle Biv DeVoe. You remember him?
Andre DeVoe, now you know.
Now you know.
Oh, it just gets better and better and better.
Yeah. I'm back. I'm back and being sarcastic and angry. I was happy, even though we weren't winning, but I love JD. I mean, I know we're beating it with a fight. It's just now that's such a dark contrast. It's like the fucking Wizard of Oz. It was like, we were in color, but it's like reverse. We were in color, now we're back to black and white with these fucking idiots. Fucking.
You like this? Oh, damn. Why is the audio?
Adam Clendenning.
Adam Clendenning, another great one.